Thank everybody for joining us, and we would like to call this June 5th, 2017 Commission Work Session to order. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Dominic, Johnson, Jackson, Lynn, Bowman, Hawthorne, Gage Watts, Middleton, Atkins, Chavez, Smith, Lewis Johnson.
Present. That being said, I'll do the invocation, and Commissioner Dominic, if you will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you all please stand? And before we start today, I'd like to ask everybody to indulge us in a moment of silence for our Assistant Administrator, Mr. Randy Lucky. His brother unfortunately passed away and went on home to be in heaven. And we'll see him someday soon. So if you would please stand in a moment of silence for him. Thank you. Dear Heavenly Father, we come here today asking you for your blessings and to bestow upon us your blessings once again. Lord, we thank you for all that you have done for us. We thank you for our life, our health, and our strength. Yes. We thank you for the opportunity to gather here to make the decisions for your people and hope that they are what you would have them to be. Lord, we ask that you bless our minds, bless our hearts, so that we can carry out your will and that not our will. Lord, we ask again that you please be a hedge of protection around Mr. Lucky and his family and all those individuals who are out there hurting and dealing with pain. These and many other blessings we ask in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All face the flag. Repeat after me. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Clerk, do we have any agenda additions?
I believe we have one, sir.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to expand the agenda and add a resolution for the foster grandparents program.
Second. I was moved by Commissioner Lewis Johnson, second by Commissioner Mike Nelson, to expand the agenda. At this point, we will have a public hearing.
That's correct.
On expanding our agenda to add a resolution to support the parish being the fiscal agent or sponsor, being a sponsor for our foster grandparent program. At this point, is there any opposition to adding a resolution? Is there any opposition to adding this resolution for our foster grandparent program? Is there anyone here to speak in favor of adding this resolution for the parish to be a sponsor of the foster grandparent program? I see none. I see no one here. Please vote on expanding the agenda. That passes 11-0 with one person absent. So that passes.
That will be reflected under new business with resolution number 57.
Thank you. All right. Next.
Next we have citizen comments.
All right. Citizens who wish to address the commission must fill out a comment card and forward to the commission president or the clerk. Citizen comments are limited to 3 minutes. When you come forward, please state your name and address for the record. I have a card here from Jackie Nichols. Jackie Nichols here?
Should be so.
My name is Jackie Nichols, and I live at 433 Albert Avenue in Shreveport. I'm a member of the Citizens Advisory Committee on the Confederate Monument here in Shreveport. I feel that in the interest of preventing the appearance of favoritism, I and any other members of that committee should not be offering recommendations, names, or nominations to fill the one now vacant seat on that committee. That process should be handled by the commission and independently from the committee. I suggest that the commission solicit credentials from prospective members within a specific timeline. The committee was first established last year. Once the process is completed and a list of candidates is assembled by the commission, then the committee members should be allowed to select the new member by simple majority vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's it, all I have for citizens' comments.
All right, next we move to visitors. First we have Miss Kirsten Howard, Robinson Rescue.
Come forward. Y'all want to proceed at any time?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I'm Dr. Andrea Master-Everson. We are here today to kind of give you a report where we are mid-year with our allocated funds that y'all have been so kind to support our SNP programs. So we are so thankful for your support for this free spay-neuter surgical program. These citizens who have received these funds are people who do not go to regular veterinarians. They've never been able to have this kind of care for their pets, and they are so appreciative. We are so thankful for y'all for the support and the continued relationship. This is an amazing, we feel like we're the sister organization of the shelter, and because it really is effective increasing their intake and their euthanasia numbers. The other important part of this puzzle is the outreach and the education. We have, in September, we've been open for 9 years, and initially we just started, oh, awesome, we can do this volume, we can do, these surgeries, but it's the education in these communities. They're underserved communities in the veterinary world. These citizens do not know how important it is to spay neuter your pets, and we are out there walking door to door, hosting events, and making sure they're we're so thankful for your resources. Part of the PowerPoint continues to explain where we are in 2017. Currently, as far as the end of May goes, we're ahead of the ball game on these SNP surgeries. We have done 269 free spay-neuter surgeries in 2017 for Caddo Parish citizens. So it's awesome. And we could not do this without your support. This is such a progressive program. When I serve on a lot of different boards as far as in the animal welfare world, and when I meet with different people, they're so amazed how the commission supports us. I was in Austin about a month ago at a spay neuter, all these Texas clinics and Texas animal shelters, and they do not have this strong relationship. So again, I'm very thankful for these funds, because it really is a social problem, and we're in there making a difference. It's not, we're inducing social change by educating them on spay neuter. So we are expected by the end of 2017 to have been able to do more SNP surgeries than ever possible this year. So that's really exciting. And again, as our surgical numbers increase, the intake numbers decrease at Caddo Parish Animal Shelter, and we're so thankful for those results. So we are making sure we're working with everyone, all the local rescues, and it's the whole puzzle. And we're part of that puzzle, and it's so exciting to be on that team. So thank you all so much. I really, in 2016, the end results was 743 free surgeries for Caddo Parish citizens. So that's an amazing number, and we're going to top that even further. That's great. And really, a lot of that comes from the outreach hands. We're in Bilberry Park doing dog washes, offering our free vouchers. We're going door to door in Queensboro. We're partnering with other groups like PEP and Centenary College, and other volunteer organizations that are in these neighborhoods to make sure that we're offering this service. So we definitely, are very thankful for that.
I think we're having some technical difficulties with the screen, but you do have a printout of our presentation in front of you, so you can see exactly the numbers and statistics that we're talking about in our presentation. So I'm going to start with, how does your donation impact our community? And it does make a huge impact on our community. Andrea talked a little bit about how many surgeries we've been able to do thanks to your support and your funding. And this most importantly impacts Caddo Parish Animal Control and their intake and euthanasia. You can see from our community impact slide that as our surgery numbers increase, Caddo Parish Animal Control's intake and euthanasia decrease, and there's a direct inverse relationship between our two organizations. And it is pretty amazing to see on the chart, like I said, as our surgeries increase, their intake and euthanasia decrease. And if you look at the next slide, you can see kind of a forecast of the future of 2018, 2019, and how the numbers at Caddo Parish Animal Control intake and euthanasia are going to continue to decrease if we continue performing as many surgeries as we have been doing, and even improving our program. And that is our hope for Robinson's Rescue, obviously, is to continue to provide our services to more and more pet owners in need, because this is obviously a service that is really in need in our community. In addition to just impacting Caddo Parish Animal Control, this program really impacts your constituents. It impacts the residents of Caddo Parish and the people that work in Caddo Parish who have to deal with the effects of pet overpopulation daily. This program not only it also benefits residents living and working in Caddo who have to experience the effects of pet overpopulation. When roaming free, animals may bite, spread disease, destroy property, breed, cause traffic accidents, and more, resulting in both animal and human suffering. So it's definitely something that we want to work against. And you are doing that. You are absolutely taking that step by helping fund Robinson's Rescue and our subsidized spay-neuter incentive program. So thank you so much again for your support and taking those steps in the right direction. So we are taking steps in the right direction, and I'm going to hand it back over to Andrea so she can talk to you about the future.
The reality is, these surgeries do cost funds, and they cost a lot of money. We're able to do this at this low cost price because of the amount that we fundraise and by having partners like y'all. We are so thankful. For 2017, we were funded $35,000. We have been able to we're unpredicted. If we continue at the rate that we're going, then at the end of September, we will run out of that amount of funds for spay-neuter surgeries. However, we are have lots of grants out there to hopefully cover Caddo Parish for the rest of the year and so forth. We are, we actually took the education part out, and we were like, all of this funds, since it's only $35,000, we need to dedicate that to surgeries, and we can fundraise to do the outreach and education. So the funds are currently just going to surgery and rabies vaccines. So we are, thankful that to have this amazing support, and 269 surgeries for citizens who would not even be able to afford a regular veterinarian is amazing. We have a lot of growth in the near future. I'm currently interviewing for an outreach coordinator, so that the more outreach we do, the more surgeries we're going to get in. So we're looking for a good fit for that, and I'm always advertising for another veterinarian. If we could get a double team in and be able to produce 70 surgeries a day, that would be amazing. I do about an average of 30 to 35 surgeries a day. I do one of the highest volume of large female dogs in the nation, and that's because large female dogs have the largest amount of litters. So I'm very proud of my team that we can do that with the quality of care that we provide too. We are, looking to grow in the outreach department. We're looking to do more with or other organizations that are in those neighborhoods, partner with SPAR and be able to do more in those parks, partner with different, we had a great relationship with Caddo Council on Aging, and we have different strong relationships with people who are in there doing, offering other resources. So we're really trying to make a social change in these neighborhoods for these animals and these citizens. So, we have to get even, more direct mailing going and more awareness of this program. So we're so thankful for your support. We really, appreciate that, and you should be very proud of this program and the quality of care that these animals and citizens are receiving. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Do you have any questions for us?
Not working. It seems like the only time these things don't work. Mike,
do you also offer a chip for folks if they can afford it? Do you give a reduced cost on that?
So we do not offer that. When we were established in 2009, yes, 2008, sorry, we were in front of the veterinary board. And because of the cost of that at a regular practice, we didn't want to really interfere with veterinarians. And so when we were approved by the veterinary board, we were not approved for that. We were just approved for the spay neuters and the rabies. However, we do have a reader, or we're in the process of getting a reader to be able to, recognize a chip. But as far as actually doing it, we do it for some of our rescues that bring them to us. But by the Veterinary Board of Louisiana, we can't offer that
Thank you,
service.
Washington. Thank you, Trevor.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
For what you're doing, and keep up the great work, and we look forward to getting that euthanizing rate down. And
Exactly.
thank y'all for helping us get there.
Great. Thank you
Anybody
so
have any
much.
other questions? Appreciate it, Doctor.
Great. Have a
You
great
said
day.
it.
Tell the kids.
All right.
Yeah.
Next, we have Miss Kristen Powers, Holy Angels.
Good afternoon, Commissioners.
Good afternoon.
It's such an honor to be here today. I'm Laurie Boswell. I'm the CEO of Holy Angels. We do have a PowerPoint, and while they load that out, I just wanted to take a moment to say that we're here today primarily to thank you for your support and to provide you with a return on investment report back to you so that you will know how we've utilized the funds and the impact we've made in our community. Holy Angels was established in 1965, and we have really been successful throughout many years. We functioned under the Catholic Diocese until 2006, and at that time, Bishop Friend brought Holy Angels into independent status. And so we function today as an independent intermediate care facility where we provide residential care for about 185 individuals who have developmental and intellectual disabilities. In that group, we care for infants and children with complex care, complex medical care, and older individuals who are experiencing end-of-life issues. And so they are able to stay there on the property through the end of life, and we're able to serve them in that way. We also have a very exciting young group of about 100 individuals, many of whom live in the community and come to Holy Angels for the Angel Works Day program. The Angel Works Day program is an award-winning social innovation enterprise. Here, we are developing entrepreneurs, those with developmental disabilities, and after they graduate through our program, many of them are able to receive jobs out in the community. And so we'll talk a little bit about that and the work that we've done in new partnerships, current and new. For example, we're currently working with the new aquarium to produce materials that will be sold in their gift shop, and we started that partnership when they first arrived in Shreveport, and it's very exciting, and they plan to hire some of the individuals that we've trained in our Angel Works Day program. Holy Angels has a great vision, and we are governed by community and board members. Actually, our board is made up of community and family members. And this is a working board who has set a vision to be #1 in the nation by 2020. And in that work, we have received national awards in workforce development and our horticulture enterprise, and for the business plan that we developed for Angel Works Day program. The success of Holy Angels is really demonstrated by the focus on our mission, which is to empower individuals, to train them, and to provide them with spiritual training in addition to their educational training. Holy Angels works with the faith-based community of all denominations. We are not a Catholic organization, but we say we are a God-centered organization extending and training great leadership. We do have a chapel on our campus, and we have a partnership with the Catholic Diocese where they provide Mass each Sunday for us. Did we lose our? We lost lost our part. Okay, that's all right.
You're doing a fine job,
You're
Lori.
doing a very good
So
job.
I'm just gonna keep
Must
on
be the
doing
devil
it.
since we're talking about angels.
The,
So keep going.
Holy Angels has been experiencing some tremendous challenges, especially in the last 10 years. We have been operating with a funding gap of $1.5 million a year. So that we've, at the same time, we have an increased cost of care with all the medical complexities and the tremendous need for young adults who have autism and who are looking for meaningful jobs. So what we have done is we have been excellent stewards of the funding that we received. We've advocated for additional funding for our medical needs through our Medicaid program. And then, of course, we've been successful in preparing proposals to secure support for our primary projects. Although we've experienced a funding gap, we have executed excellent programs, and this has not stopped us in our progress to educate and to train. I want to thank you so much for your support, because your support has helped us in the development of two significant programs. One is Angel University, where we have provided over 8,000 hours of training to our frontline workers. Many of these individuals came to us without computer skills. We bring them in, and I will say to you all, these are the heroes of our community. They have a servant heart, but they have not had the opportunity for extended education. And so we're providing that to them, providing them with a career pathway, and we have over 100 who have received increases in pay through Angel University. Several years ago, you helped us with that program. It's continuing today, and I want to thank you so much for impacting the lives of our staff and their family members as they receive additional training and a living wage. The other significant program that you've helped us with is Angel Works, and that is the day program that I referred to, and we have over 100 who are participating in that day program. And so not only is that important, because we have many community partners who are selling our products and services, but we also have a tremendous economic impact that we're providing to our community. We have individuals that come to us from all over Caddo Parish, and also from Texas and about 20 other states in the nation. These families find us here, find us in Shreveport, and they come here. Many of them have purchased homes in Providence and surrounding neighborhoods so that they can be close by on the weekends. We have all of the 100+ families traveling in and out of Shreveport, coming to family meetings and to pageants. And so we're providing an economic impact in that way also. We have a great regional interest now with our newly opened autism center, and we have families who are seeking those services too. The economic impact is really such that we can say to you that Holy Angels is a unique gem of our region, and through your support, we intend to keep it that way through great excellence in programming and good stewardship. And so our CPAs calculate that 84 cents of every dollar we receive goes directly back to resident and day program participants. I'd now like to introduce Kristen Powers, our development director, to tell you some specifics about the work that we're doing with the funding that you've provided.
Thank you, Lori. I'm very blessed to be able to work with such a passionate leader. She really has her heart is in this organization, and it shows in everything that we do. To continue her comments about the economic impact that you guys are helping to provide through Holy Angels, I would like to mention how we are developing entrepreneurs. We are a successful program with a business plan that has proven to be successful over many years now. We have a specialized staff, many of whom have been with us for 30+ years. That says something about an organization when you have people that have multiple people that have been working there for 30+ years. A lot of that is due to that Angel University program that you guys have helped fund. And so we're very grateful for that because we were able to retain those highly skilled, very experienced people. Some of the collaboratives that Lori referred to earlier are with local businesses. So we want these businesses that we partner with to be elevated as we also want to be elevated. So those are Lewis Gifts, King Hardware, Maxwell's Market, Taziki's, the Shreveport Aquarium. That's a new partnership of ours, and we plan to have some of our products in their gift shop. Counterculture carries our cookies that you have a little sample of today.
Thank you.
Of course, the Robinson Film Center is an awesome community partner. I love having nonprofit partnerships happening, and they carry our cookies there as well. And of course, I'll mention later the Holy Rhino Coffee, which is our partnership with Rhino Coffee. I'd like to tell you guys a quick little story about Bobby. Bobby, as I like to say, went from canvas to career. He came to us actually as an older day program participant. His parents had passed away, and I believe his sister was caring for him. And she just knew that he had more potential than sitting at home and watching TV. And so she recommended that Bobby come to our day program and actually end up coming to live with us in residential care. And Bobby had no idea that he could paint. And it turns out he is an exquisite painter. He is very, very good at what he does, and he has a lot of fun with it. And he also really enjoyed getting up and going to work every day. That was a big part of his life that he was missing. And so he trained through the Angel Works program, which is a program that we are so grateful for your support of. And because of that training, he was able to we wanted to place him into a community job. He was kind of our guinea pig. He was the first person that we placed in a community integrated job. And in doing so, he was able to skip like 2 years of a program and go straight to work at Whataburger on Pines Road.
Wow.
And so that was all because of the experience that he had in our painting enterprise. Among other enterprises, he also would do jewelry and horticulture and things like that. To elaborate on Angel University, as Lori mentioned, we have trained and certified medication administrators. So we've taken a direct service professional and turned them into a CMA, given them an extra credential. They're also becoming registered behavior technicians, which feeds into our new autism center. We have trained these individuals who just wanted to come care for residents, and now they are doing one-on-one applied behavior analysis therapy with individuals from the community that need our services for autism.
That's good.
These people are also being rewarded for their excellence, and as Lori mentioned earlier. We are really big on having outcome-based resident training. We want to measure what we do and do what we measure. And so AngelWorks consists of 5 enterprises: business services, which is shredding and collating; creative arts, ceramics, sewing, painting, drawing, jewelry. And if any of you guys have ever had the opportunity to tour Holy Angels, you'll get to see a lot of this in action, especially the creative arts enterprise. And if you haven't, I welcome you to come tour our campus when you have an opportunity. Culinary arts, you're sampling a little bit of that today with our cookies. We also have biscotti that we make to go along with our Holy Rhino coffee. And our newest product is Buddy Bites, which is a dog biscuit that we started creating. Horticulture, the horticulture enterprise is one that has lots of potential in the future. We've done some really great partnerships with local organizations like the Master Gardeners and Advocare, and so we've created the conservatory where we're selling plants that our residents are involved in the propagating of, and then we're also doing vermicomposting. If you know what vermicomposting is, they'll be really impressed. It's basically a big word for a worm farm.
Oh, cool.
Where we're taking the paper that we're shredding in our business services and creating very nutrient-rich compost out of it. We also take our coffee grounds from our Holy Rhino coffee and put it in with the shredded paper, and the worms break that down into the compost. We also offer that training through our home-based program. For instance, in Madonna Hall, the facility where we have individuals who are aging in place, just because they're a little older and they need a slower pace does not mean that they can't keep giving and can't keep doing. And we want them to have that meaningful work, that meaningful life all the way to the end of life. And so we're providing them with opportunities at their pace in their home to make sure that they feel empowered and loved and supported. Because of you, these individuals in Caddo Parish, this is happening right here in our parish, are acquiring meaningful job skills. They're experiencing the pride that accompanies the ability to work in a community integrated setting. They're learning new ways to communicate with their friends and family so that they are happier and experience less anxiety. They are growing socially, emotionally, and spiritually, and they are experiencing the love, support, and empowerment that's driven by the Holy Angels culture. Part of that
Bless you.
is volunteers. Volunteers are so important to Holy Angels. We reach out and ask for volunteers to come to us with skills that are applicable to the Angel Works program, especially. And we found a great response to that. So we have very experienced community artists working right alongside with our angel artists to create really high quality work, because when we sell that at Lewis Gifts and we sell that at King Hardware or at our own gift shop out on Overton Brooks, we want to make sure that it's quality. We don't want it to be something that someone's going to throw away. We want it to be, it's not arts and crafts that we're doing at all. It is true commodity production. And we want something that's beautiful and holds value. It also relates our mission to the community. So finally, I just want to say thank you again. The partnership with with Caddo Parish Commission has had a major impact on the work Holy Angels has been able to do. It's impacted the lives of our residents and day program participants greatly. It will continue to have impact on those that we serve in the future. And we just hope that you will continue to consider our requests as they cross your desk.
All right.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Thank you. In front of you, you have an impact report. We like numbers. Of course, we like to measure things. So you can see there that in 2016, we had over 2,000 total volunteer hours dedicated to those enterprises. We gave out 82 ready-to-work certifications were earned by our residents and day program participants. We secured or had already established at least 10 community partnerships. We sold 750 one-pound bags of coffee were ground, weighed, and bagged and labeled. 20 Angel Works job coaches were trained. Those are people who started out as a direct service professional and became a certified job coach. And finally, for the first time, we can say that we had $165,000 in gross revenue from our products alone.
Oh, that's good.
That is setting us up for a future of more and more sustaining that program through our revenue. And so we want to keep that number growing. Anyway, these are just some fun facts that we thought we would share with you guys. 19,200 cookies. That's a lot of chocolate chips. So with that, we'll take any questions that you guys may have.
Thank you all for coming down. Before I go to those on the board, these cookies didn't cost more than what?
They meet the $58 threshold.
Did y'all check?
No problem. Problems.
I'm probably gonna eat mine not in front of y'all. So but I just wanted to make sure that I'm in the clear on that.
That's why I'm eating mine in front of them.
I'm not gonna eat mine in front of them. I do plan to eat. But I see your impact numbers here, and I think they are amazing. And one thing that stood out to me, and has always stood out to me about Holy Angels, is you all's ability to generate revenue and to understand that you cannot depend solely on government grants or just grants, period. Because those dollars are stretched and resources are stretched. And so you gotta have a history. This isn't something that you just started doing it. I also want to thank you for your work with regards to housing and working with Federal Home Loan Bank and that program to provide your residential facility out there. Judy Madison is always talking about the work that's going on out there. So thank you for what you're doing. Commissioner Atkins.
Thank you, Mr. President. Laurie, Kristen, we're proud to have you all in District 9, so thank you for all that y'all do down in that part of the community. But I realize that y'all's reach is much broader than that. And I just wanted to get some perspective on how broad of a reach is the Holy Angels brand. I mean, you all do a lot to build your brand and build your presence. Is that something that that draws people from the region? And can Holy Angels hope to become the MD Anderson or the Mayo Clinic of the country one day?
Thank you, John. That is exactly what we are planning to do by setting our vision to be #1 in the nation. We see that individuals, we just had 2 people move in from Colorado. These families find us, and it is amazing that they do. And so right now, we represent 14 parishes in Louisiana. We represent about 20 states in the nation. And we see that our brand continues to grow and improve, and through word of mouth and through the great work that we're doing. And the families are the ones that really are passing the word, extended families. And so it's really enabling us, like MD Anderson and St. Jude's, to extend our fundraising out, not just through Caddo Parish, but through all the states in the country.
Well, I would encourage you all to continue to work that model beyond the local boundaries, and model after St. Jude or an MD Anderson, and become a growth engine for care in Northwest Louisiana. So I know y'all are working on it. Please continue to do so. And
Thank you, Commissioner. I appreciate you so much. And we see what you're doing as investors in our business model. And so although we are a nonprofit, we do have a business plan, and we certainly appreciate your investment in helping us build a sustainable program.
Thank you. Commissioner Ackman?
Yes, thank you.
Commissioner Bowe?
Thank you, sir. I just want to also tell you thank you for coming out and sharing the good news. What you all do really is truly a ministry. Also, it's awesome, especially the new addition with the Autism Center. A lot of times in life, I think that people forget that these angels are really a part of our community, and yet they're often forgotten. And when you see this, like Hebrews, the 13th chapter, 2nd says, be careful how you entertain strangers before, you could be entertaining angels unaware. And so that's what you all are doing every day. And so God bless you.
Thank you so much.
That's it, sir.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes, thank you guys for coming down today. Historically, over the years, I've seen the work that you guys do. I would see you guys at the Red River. You have your students at the Red River Rebel from time to time. I didn't always make the connection with exactly what you guys did, but I did know you guys would have a lot of crafts, ceramics, and paintings. Do you sell any of that stuff, and also I know you got a lot of volunteers that can help. Is there someone that coordinates all of that effort for you, or on staff? Or?
Yes, sir. We have a director of business development and an Angel Works manager, and we look for professionals in the community who have a heart for our mission to serve, but also a good business background. And we have, with the work of these great community partners, we have many artists who volunteer their time to help us develop and create the products. And so that enables us to produce without employing all of these different creative geniuses, really. And so through the volunteer work, we're able to produce high quality retail products that really hold an intrinsic value, and they translate our mission to those in the community who purchase our products. And our products are sold at the David Tom's Foundation gift shop on Overton Brooks, which was the old fire station. And then also in all of the partnering stores that we mentioned, Lewis's, King Hardware, all of those retailers. And then we just opened in our new phase an annex next to the original Strawn's in the King's Antique Mall. And so now people in town can go in and actually purchase our products, order lasagna, cookies right there, and not have to drive all the way out to Ellerby Road.
You guys keep up the good work.
Thank you so much.
glad you and Commissioner Atkins made the all the way down there in Parish instead of me having to do it. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you again for your support.
Thank you.
Next, Mr. Clerk.
All right, next we move to reports, administration report.
Good afternoon, Commissioners.
Good afternoon.
I just want to say that we have a couple of employees that utilize the Holy Angel services every day, and it allow them to be able to come to work. So we appreciate that.
Oh, man.
And also, I just want to kind of share with you the information regarding Mr. Randy Lucky Brothers, Robert Lucky's funeral arrangements. The family hours tomorrow night at 5 to 7 o'clock at the Blanchard Street Dennis Funeral Home. All this is in Natchitoches, Louisiana. And also, the homegoing celebration is Wednesday at 10 a.m. at the 2017 Catholic Church, located downtown in Natchitoches across from the courthouse. So those two events will be taking place relative to Mr. Randy Lucky's brother's homegoing service. I just want to let you all know we had a pretty good orientation today for the young people on board. We had about 53 young people working with us this summer. And we had a meaningful training opportunity for them this morning. As they're out there staying with us, there'll be professional development training for them as well. So that's very meaningful. So it was a wonderful crowd this morning. I enjoyed speaking to the young folks, encouraging them to keep going and stay in school and get an education and be productive citizens in the future.
Good job, Dr.
And
Wilson.
that concludes my report for today.
I think you got somebody who was a college person over there, and their parent told me that they are planning to use their money in the event that TOPS is not fully funded.
Oh, wow.
And so for folks who are questioning the value and why, that kind of hit home.
Well,
I also had the opportunity to share with the kids today, with the young people today, that I'm a product of the summer program myself, back in my hometown. And it helped shape my career path towards the Air Force until where I'm currently in today. So it's a very meaningful program, and we intend to make it meaningful and relevant to the kids.
Doc, you're in 1%, you said?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's had to do it. I love that.
Appreciate it. Please keep, I don't know if you're going down with Mr. Lucky, but.
Yes, sir, I'll be attending the funeral. Now, we are going to send an arrangement from the entire organization.
Okay.
That with the mission and as well as the administrative staff. And several of us going to the funeral on Wednesday.
We'll keep them in our thoughts and prayers and safe travels too.
Yes, sir.
Next.
Next we move to communiques and committee reports.
All right. I see Commissioner Mills.
Thank you, sir. Couple things, if anyone's looking for something to do with their kids, Commissioner Jay Watts, we're having Vacation Bible School tonight, tomorrow night, and Wednesday night at First Baptist Bossier, kindergarten through 5. So I'd like everybody to get their kids, grandkids out there. And then a couple of other items. I'd like the public to be reminded that we have a mosquito hotline that gives the day's planned spraying every evening, and that phone number is 318-212-1207. Ms. Crystal would get that out there and do a news flash on it. I appreciate it. And also, I'd like the administration to research St. Tammany and Tangiahoa parishes and find what it will take for us to have a graphic map showing the same information as to what's intended to be sprayed that day. I know it can fluctuate. I know there's weather. I know there's issues that come up, but I think it's something I'll be able to. The mosquito truck is much desired, but few people seem to see it because it comes and goes so quickly. But when it does go through, it seems that Facebook lights up, at least in my area. I'd like to also Chuck and Brian, thanks for sending the truck out for moonbeams at AC Steer Park for the May 19th project. The moonbeams, that went good. Also, in other things, being on the military committee here, Flag Day is June the 14th, and I'd like to see administration, Commissioner Lyndon Johnson made a great recommendation about the military information out here out front. I'd like to see us add to that, maybe a well done, I know our carpenters can do it, collection box for people who can bring their flags that need to be discarded.
Oh, that's cool.
And get them to the American Legion. And, may not get many this time, but if you leave it out there, every day and just collect from it every now and then, I think you'll have a lot of flags go out there. And also the Sheriff's Office, I spoke with them this morning. People can leave their flags at the north and south substations and 4910 North Market Fleet Maintenance. And for downtown, I think this building would be a good place for it. Now, I need to give a little bit of history, as my predecessor, Mr. Epperson, always did. 75 years ago, the Battle of Midway was a decisive naval battle in the Pacific theater of World War I. Between 4 and 7 June 1942, only 6 months after Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor and 1 month after the Battle of Coral Sea, the United States Navy under Admirals Chester Nimitz, Frank Fletcher, and Raymond Spruance decisively defeated an attacking fleet of the Imperial Japanese Navy under certain admirals of the Japanese Navy, inflicting devastating and damage on the Japanese fleet that proved irreparable. Thank you. Military historian called it the most stunning and decisive blow in the history of naval warfare. And then one other thing, 73 years ago, June 6th, that'll be tomorrow, more than 160,000 Allied troops landed on a 50-mile stretch of heavily fortified French coastline to fight Nazi Germany on the beaches of Normandy. General Dwight Eisenhower called the Operation Crusade, in which we will accept nothing less than full victory. More than 5,000 ships, 13,000 aircraft supported the D-Day invasion, and by day's end, the Allies gained a foothold in continental Europe. The cost in lives on D-Day was high. More than 9,000 Allied soldiers were killed or wounded, but their sacrifice allowed more than 100,000 soldiers to begin the slow, hard slog across Europe to defeat Adolf Hitler's crack troops. So I just think we need to remember that. And also, there's no one here, we need to make note that Brookshire's grocery company just recently sent some World War II veterans to Washington, D.C. last week. They came back on Wednesday, went out to greet them back. And we need to let our Brookshire store directors know that we appreciate them doing that. And that's it for now. Thank you, Mr. President.
I just wondered if Commissioner Epperson moved into Broadmoor, did you move into?
We're not sure yet. We got to buy tickets for it. That's where we're going to go.
Okay. Vice President Down.
Yeah, I just had a couple things. Remember the annual employee picnic? I think each commissioner is invited to Earl Wilson Park, 11 till 4. That's this June 10th. I guess it's this Saturday. So hope to see you there. I've got baseball games. I don't know if I'm gonna make it or not. Robert, I have one thing from you. You had a letter from Dr. Jones. Wanted to give it to you. He has some questions concerning a road to the cemetery. I'm gonna pass this down to Michelle. If you can get that, please give him a call. See what you can do. I don't know if we can help him or not, but do what you can do. I think that's it.
All right, Commissioner Lyndon Johnson.
Chuck. Come up. Over the weekend, I got a call from Miss Alberta Matthews. She came down last meeting talking about pit bull chasing in the house, basically not allowing her to be outside. And she said over the weekend it happened again. She was outside and she called, nobody showed up. An hour later, she had called me. So I called down to see if someone could go out and help her see what's going on. But I never got a follow-up of what happened after that. Do you happen to know? If not, Thursday.
Not off the top of my head, but I'll get back with you.
Let me know Thursday.
I do know that we did set a trap in her yard for over a week, so, you know, and I know that we did catch one dog out of there too, but I don't know what happened after that first week.
Well, this happened Saturday when she was chased back into the house. So let me know, because I never did get a follow-up call. I told her to give me a follow-up afterwards, so I know what happened. She sent me a very long text Saturday evening about the situation, that someone did come out, but no one talked to her. They just came out, went to the neighbor's house, and did the same thing to her. So want to make sure that we follow up on this kind of stuff. You know, get back to me, and then I can get back to her and let her know what we've done.
All right.
Okay. Kevin, that's it. Just want to get an update on the David Raines edition. I kind of heard something in the wind. I just want to verify it.
Yes, sir. We finished with the site plan review has been finalized with the MPC. The architect is setting up a pre-construction meeting with the contractor, hopefully here within the next week or so, and then we're going to actually start breaking some ground.
Okay, so we have gotten past the NPC?
Yes, sir. As far as I know, it was approved, and the plans and everything should now be in the permits office, which is normally a very quick process.
Okay, I just verified. Ms. Swing, can you verify that that's done?
I believe it is.
Site plan approved?
Yes.
Okay. Can you come up? Because I want to ask some questions about why it was delayed. What were some of the issues that it was being delayed on?
I'd have to go back and look at that file. I don't have it with me.
Okay, can you make sure we have that for Thursday?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. That's it, guys. Thank you. I'm doing.
That is, sorry. That's it, Trustee. Commissioner Chavez.
Thank you, President. I know, first off, we want to go over a request on the update for the Animal Services Camera Project. Dr. Wilson, need Kevin to do this? All right. Thank you, Kevin.
Yes, sir. We met and went over the scope of work and reviewing and getting the specs together. That's taken a little bit of time. We finally have just about all that done. We're going to meet again on June 13th, finalize that. And after that, Valerie is going to set the advertising dates. We'll have to advertise for the RFP for 3 weeks. And then after that, we'll receive the proposals and then award.
Okay.
So we're probably first week of August before any actual hands-on wrenches turning, so to speak. We have to advertise it for 3 weeks, so I mean that, you know, and the specs have been a little hard to get together because everybody wants to do it their way. So trying to come up with a set of specs that makes it an equal opportunity for everyone to bid it has been a little difficult.
When you say they want to do it their way, who are they?
Well, everybody's got their own way. We've talked to a few vendors, some like POE, some like coax, some will run shielded. So we're just trying to get a scope of work and a set of specs that will work for anyone that wants to bid it, so no one will not have the opportunity.
What does our IT department recommend is the best for today?
We actually haven't gone through IT on this. We have an electronics technician in facilities and maintenance, and he works on our in-house camera system, so he's been involved with this with us.
Okay. So the citizens, because they're the ones that are asking me to ask you guys when this is going to be ready. Do you anticipate in August the cameras will be there?
They should start the work in the first part of August, and we don't anticipate this taking more than a week or so to do once they actually get started.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, moving on. Andre did an amazing job. Andre, you don't have to come up here. We did our Splash in the Summer event this last Saturday. I don't know if you guys saw on the news, but Andre is just incredible. So whoever hired him, I don't know, but thank you. And Dr. Wilson, that was you. But the event was incredible. We were able to give out 100 vouchers for swimming lessons for this summer for kids that didn't know how to swim. They were able to come down there and pick up a voucher to learn how to swim from a certified swim instructor. We also had 100 life vests given out to the first 100 children that came. We had Academy do a 50% sponsorship to reduce the cost from $22 down to like $12.50. So really good life vest that the Red River Waterway Commission picked up the other half for, and they fully funded that. So all the kids that came out were able to get a life vest to swim. They were able to get lunch. They had popsicles. It was a free swim party. There was a DJ there with inflatable slides for the kids to slide down. It was incredible. A little song, please.
That's great.
I give Matthew Snyder at Pinpoint Marketing, I give him a lot of the credit. It was his idea to really come out. Lucky for us, his wife is a teacher, and 6,800 flyers went home to all the local kids at their schools to let them know what was going on.
Oh, wow.
So as far as getting the word out to the neighborhood kids that this was about to go on, that happened, and we had about 250 people show up and partake in the event. So the summer program for the kids to make it safe was a complete success, and I want to thank Andre for that, and Matthew Schneider at Pinpoint Marketing. That's all, guys. Thank you, President.
All right. Commissioner Bowe.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I just wanted to announce that the Appropriation Committee will have a meeting on June 19th at 1:30 p.m., which is before another meeting, but at 1:30 to address an update to the 2017 organization outstanding things. Yes, sir. 1:30. It'll be brief. We're gonna be right specific to the point. That's it. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Next, we move to President's Report.
Yes, I will make more comments, but Kevin, kind of piggyback on the David Raines deal. Appreciate y'all for settling that situation and getting it under control. I won't embellish for obvious reasons, but the folks who were out there were not a reflection of you, sir. But you handled the situation very well when you arrived, and I can't remember the other guy's name who was with you. Jacob. Sent him and let him know we appreciate him on that as well. Not that I was encroaching in the area, but I just happened to be in the area at the time. I appreciate Commissioner Chavez's questions on the cameras. I have been getting questions as well, and I plan to probably ask some more specific questions on Thursday as well. So if we could have Nathan or whoever is here, and I'll also be asking about our Facebook Live deal as well. So if we could make sure that the subject matter experts are here
Chuck looks very worried.
to take care of that. Chuck, I appreciate you guys for the meeting last week. If we can follow up, I think we were supposed to get with the city to find out about the horse deal, and if there's a report of concern, who's getting that email. If we can follow up and find out who actually is getting that email when a citizen hits the report of concern about either a horse or animal control issue, we need to find out who that email is being tracked to, because obviously it's not getting to the parish. It may be going to somebody at the city, but that came out of our meeting on last Thursday, was that we're supposed to figure out who is getting that issue.
Yes.
Henri, again, I'll piggyback Commissioner Chavez. I got a lot of great feedback about Saturday's event with regard to the Splash into Summer event. Folks loved it. I love the idea and giving folks an opportunity. I think there was some swim lessons being offered as well. I think the sheriff's office came out and gave some advice about how to behave around the water and that kind of stuff. So it's needed and much appreciated, Henri. And then yesterday with the car show, I do want to make sure that folks do know that the incident that happened at the fairgrounds happened at least 4.5 hours after the car show was over, and that was at a totally separate event that was not related to the car show. There was no incident whatsoever. I appreciate you for coordinating the activities and helping those folks out. As I pointed out to somebody who was there who was patting me on the back, you had left. I told him to come pat you on the back for our support, and to thank the folks around this body for preparing it, because what folks will do is they will take those cars and they'll go driving through the neighborhood to showcase their car.
Right.
And when you give them if anybody doesn't believe me, feel free to meet me at the corner of Marquette and Quillen on Sunday at 6:30.
Raceway.
And how you can see a live demonstration. And, you know, if SPD is listening, I think you could get a nice little traffic ticket sting going there, because there's a stop sign. It's just a rolling stop. Folks nobody ever pay attention to, Marquette and Quillen. But that's the outlet folks need to have a safe, a fun, and it gives folks a forum to show off and do whatever they want to do and express themselves in a very positive manner. So I appreciate you, Henri, for coordinating the events there. I don't know if Dr. Wilson was serious about the raise he was talking about giving you. Take that up with him, but I appreciate you, sir. All right. I see Commissioner Johnson back on the board.
Yeah, just one other thing I wanted to get with Chuck to make sure at least by Thursday give me an update on the horses I told you about at Riviera and Seminole. It was about 20-some horses in the
Wow.
area. So,
That's
make
a
sure you give me an
cavalry.
update on that.
That's a
Sorry.
That concludes my report. Thank you so much.
We have no old business. We move to new business. Authorized introduction of ordinance number 5701 of 2017, adopting volume 2 of the Code of Ordinances relative to the Unified Development Code and zoning and subdivision generally, repealing chapter 54 and certain sections of chapter 48 of the Caddo Parish Code of Ordinances.
So moved.
That dies for a lack of a second.
Mr.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
Okay.
that's what it was.
But the motion failed though. There was no seconds for the motion.
We'll focus
Well,
on the question.
I was hoping to get some clarity on it
Yeah.
before we.
But nobody, I'm sorry. Nobody seconded.
Move on.
Authorized introduction of ordinance number 5702 of 2017.
Wow.
Authorizing the parish administrator to execute an easement of right-of-way and agreement with AEP SWEPCO pertaining to the granting of temporary and permanent easement and right-of-way for the purpose of constructing and maintaining an electrical utility line in section 30, township 20, North Range 15 West, Caddo Parish, Louisiana.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Dominic, second by Commissioner Chavez. Are you in for this one? No. Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, does anybody have an issue? This is.
I don't see anybody.
Um,
Yeah, let's go.
That's messy.
That passes 12-0.
Okay. Authorized resolution number 53, supporting the appointments of Caddo Parish Commissioners to policies and steering committees, caucuses, and board of directors of the National Association of County Officials.
So moved. Second. Moved by Commissioner Carthon, second by Commissioner Gage Watts. We vote.
Speak.
I'm sorry, Commissioner Miller. Do you want to speak, Commissioner Carthon? No. You speaking, Commissioner Gage? No, thank you. Commissioner Miller.
Well, I appreciate everyone's concern and desires to go out and serve in other areas. I've asked for an accounting on how much was spent last year, and since my area, District 8, was one of the big voters against the renewal of the election, the taxes here, I'm gonna have to speak up what I think District 8 voters want. That's less travel. And last year, the commissioner spent $20,648 on NACO travel, and the administration $6,600 for a total of $27,000. So respectfully, it's nothing personal, but I'm going to be voting no on this one.
I see Commissioner Elizabeth Johnson on the board.
I'm gonna get some popcorn.
I think if you look at the $27,000, that's a drop in the bucket for the number of people who have traveled. If you look at the commissioners, 12 commissioners, even though some of them don't travel, but if you divide the 20,000 by 12, that's pennies on the dollar. And for the knowledge that you get and the information that we bring back that helps this parish, it's really not nothing. We spend $27,000 on stuff not even that meaningful that will give you a return back more than what you get, less than what you get from what we do on this travel. NACO has a lot of different benefits and perks of being a member of it. We brought back a dental plan and a prescription plan for the citizens of Caddo Parish, made us one of the healthy parishes under NACO. We've won awards through NACO as well. I think that's the kind of positive information, the positive news that we need in Caddo Parish, besides the murders and the shootings and the backstabbing, blogs. We need some positive information that comes out of Caddo Parish. So the travel and the affiliation with NACO is one of those positive things. So $27,000 with staff and commissioners traveling is only pennies on the dollar.
Respond to that?
Not on the board.
Yeah, I think.
It wasn't a question.
Commissioner Carthon.
Okay, I just want to make a clarification that this resolution right here is for people to be appointed to steering committees as it relates to NACO. And that does not require traveling to those. A lot of those appointments and meetings that you have are going to be via conference call. So I don't know exactly who's going to NACO, who's not going to NACO, but you can serve on these committees and attend the meeting via conference calls. I just ask clarification.
Webinars.
Thank you for that clarification, Commissioner Dominic.
It's going to kind of say the same thing. I respect Commissioner Middleton. I think that we want to look at reducing the travel expense, and we need to go back and look at that. I mean, this is not giving money to travel; it's just supporting these individuals being on those different committees. And I'm sure there will be some traveling, but I think that's where we need to look at it. But if that's the way you want to vote and feel, then that's fine. I mean, I understand that. But at this point, I'll be supportive. Completely understand. But I'll support you. We'll bring it back and look at the travel expense. Maybe that's something we look at, because I agree that this is some of the stuff that the voters spoke to us about.
Apples to oranges.
Commissioner Chavez first.
Thanks, Chairman. That's what I was going to say, Commissioner Middleton. I actually met last week for the Veterans Service Committee, and I met at my civilian office. For an hour and a half, we did a conference call, and all the commissioners across America that are part of the Veterans Steering Committee, we just met and discussed things on a national level, and that was it. I never even left Shreveport. So that's it. Back to you, Chairman.
Yeah, I just wanted to, because I saw the camera people pop up, and Commissioner Middleton made mention of travel. This is not about travel. And this is simply about individuals serving on our national organization's board. I get emails, I participate in webinars, we send resolutions, we get all kinds of stuff that does not require us to go anywhere. If I'm correct, I believe these are all the, most of these, if not all, are the committees that were on last year, right?
Yes.
And I don't think Commissioner Gage Watts, you didn't go to NACO last year, did you?
Yes.
Oh, you went? Okay.
I did.
Somebody
I'm on the
on
committee.
didn't. Okay, Bowman didn't go. And so that does not obligate anybody to go. And Commissioner Cawthorn did not go to NACO last year. And I don't think Valerie Gunn went to NACO last year either.
I'm going this summer though.
So, but what I'm saying is, this is not obligating anyone to go anywhere. This is just simply saying that those individuals have a desire. I do plan to participate in the NACO conference this year, but this is not what that is. If you would like to bring that issue back up, feel free to bring that issue back up. But I don't want anybody to confuse what we're doing here today as endorsing travel. I see Commissioner Middleton back on, and then Commissioner.
Okay, thank you. For clarification, Commissioner Cawthorn, in lieu of going to NACO, went to Africa. Okay, so let's just make sure we have that. The money that he would have spent at NACO was given to him towards the African trip. Okay, so let's just get that clarified. And again, if these are meetings that are via telephone, I don't have any problem with that.
Okay.
But when the national conference comes up, are you not going to attend and then go to your committee meeting? Yes or no? Isn't that the right way to do it, the proper way, the protocol? So for that right there, I'd say whenever y'all ready to vote for it, I'll see how I'm going to vote, and that's the reasons.
Commissioner Lyndon Johnson.
Thank you again. Yeah, a lot of the meetings throughout the year are through either video conferencing, webinars, and then there are two meetings of the national body. One is in the summer and one is in the wintertime. Those meetings are very important to go to, especially if you're on one of the steering committees. You get the information, you get what will be lobbied at Congress based upon the National Association of County Officials. The state also do lobbying during the same time in those meetings, the Louisiana Police Association. So to be a part of that is what people actually elect us to be, not just be up here pushing a button saying yes or no, but actually representing them to the fullest. And And so, to me, how can you represent your constituents to the fullest if you just up here pushing yes and no? You need to be making sure that you can be active on not only the parish level, the state level, and also the federal level. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Johnson. Please vote. That passes 11-1.
Authorize resolution number 54, 2017, expressing support for the City of Shreveport, Louisiana's response to the request for proposals issued by the New Orleans Pelicans for the purpose of becoming the flagship community for the New Orleans Pelicans G League team beginning in 2018-2019 season.
So moved for
Second.
Moved by the chair, second by Commissioner Bowman. I'd like to make a motion, a substitute motion to englobo and advance this one, resolution number 55, resolution number 56.
Second.
Thank you, 56. Yeah, 55, 56.
54.
54, 55, 56, those two.
What about the special resolution at the bottom of the
Can't
last?
do it twice.
Sure, and I'll add the special resolution on that. Can I do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Okay, I got a note. I'm sorry, Commissioner, Commissioner Gates, Washington, do you have anything on the global in advance? Okay, Commissioner Thomas.
I just wanted to make some clarification, and Commissioner Jackson, you may need to help me out, but this is a resolution just expressing support.
That's it.
It does not commit the parish to any funds. It does not commit that the parish will be paying any funds.
Correct.
It does not commit the parish entering any type of agreement. It just simply says a resolution expressing support for the city of Shreveport to bring in the New Orleans Pelicans, if I'm pretty much correct.
To apply to be a
Okay,
part
to
of it.
apply for it, okay. I just want to make sure, because I know the cameras are here and people are going to be watching and listening, but we are not, at this time, putting any money. I don't know if it's even been talked about. I haven't heard anything about that, but I'm completely fine with expressing support.
I would be able to vote for nothing.
Commissioner Copeland.
Okay, so with the basketball deal, we are essentially we are supporting the city of Shreveport to enter into an
Simply apply. That's all we're doing.
represent to enter into an application RFP to be one of several cities possibly considered.
11.
Yeah,
Right.
five.
This is one of only 11.
One of 11.
Right, but we'll scratch that language. It actually should be 5.
Okay.
Right, okay.
Some cities have already
Right.
followed.
Fuel.
Commissioner Lewis Johnson.
I wanted that clarity as well, in that if this is simply asking for support, for the commission to offer their support for that reason, I'm trying to be clear on what it is that we're suggesting instead of giving our support at this time.
We just offering our support. We met with the mayor and we just offering our support, saying we're okay with it.
Okay, good. I misunderstood.
Yeah, different entities.
Can I say
Go
something? I think that they had asked, and they've asked other entities, so they can give resolution. It's going to enhance their ability to get
I
them
understand,
here.
I'm clear. I mean, I wanted to support it. I thought we were not doing it at this point. I want to be clear on that.
No,
Thank you very much.
Commissioner Lynn.
I'm curious if the commission could have a copy of their application whenever it happens, and is the location on Cross Bayou? Does nobody know that? Because I know that the parish owns the land on the other side.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're just supporting their application.
All right, thank you.
We're not to that point. Commissioner Chavez.
Thank you, President. I'm going to vote no on this. I just want to let you know I disapprove of the other two ones that you guys are in global, and as far as the African American Music Appreciation for the Sickle Cell, but you guys are lumping them together. I'm putting a no into my support. If my son came and asked me to support his summer trip for his senior trip, that would be followed up with a handout for some money, and I feel that coming. So I just want to tell you guys how I feel about this. I think if we put on there that we're supporting something, they're going to come back with their handout later. I may be incorrect, but that's why I'm saying no, just to let you guys know.
All right, so please vote on the Global to advance to Thursday. 1101. Thank you.
All right. Review proposals submitted for selection of the 2017-2018 Caddo Parish Official Journal.
Move to Thursday, move to advance to Thursday.
Second. Moved by Commissioner Dominic, second by Commissioner Lyndon Johnson. I do have a question for point of clarification. Should we say 2017?
Sorry?
It says July 2001.
Yeah, it should say 17 on there.
So we are going to correct that, right?
Yes, sir, it'll be
That's not
correct.
gonna Bother our
Good
title,
idea.
is it? Is that?
No, it's not a title. It's not a resolution or an
Okay,
ordinance.
gotcha. Okay. All right, I see Commissioner, did you want to speak on your
Yeah,
motion?
just, we'll have those amounts, those proposals will be.
They're attached.
Oh, they're on our attachment?
Yes, sir, they're attached already.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Commissioner Johnson, did you want to speak on yours? Okay, Commissioner Ash.
I had a question regarding the proposals. Is it appropriate to address those here?
Sure.
For the clerk, Mr. Hopkins, can you help me understand how $3.36 per column compares with respect to cost to 0.33, or I should say 33 cents per aggregate line? I mean, we've got two different units here.
Well, they're supposed to have sent it in as aggregate line, I believe. I have to go back and look at the proposal.
Could you?
But it's they're basically one is wider and one is longer. I mean, it ends up basically the same. We've gone. This has been the same kind of bid every year from the two groups.
What I'm trying to determine is how these two costs compare to each other with respect to volume of
Very,
publication.
very, almost no difference.
Almost no difference
Yes, I
between
can't say.
3.36 per column and $0.33
Yes, sir.
per aggregate
Yes, sir.
line. Very similar. These
Yes, sir.
prices are effectively the same, unless of course you're looking at it in a dollar per reader, per circulation.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Thank you.
Commissioner Chavez.
Thank you, Chairman, President. Two questions. First off, Dr. Wilson, I haven't seen that we've collectively as a board voted on two different competing businesses here locally, like we are doing for this paper. So my inquiry is, why this and not the two different guys that are mowing our lawns or something like that?
This
It's
sufficient. Excuse me. Under state law, we were required to do it this way. This is the process under state law with official publication of the official journal.
Okay. That makes sense. Second question is, this is to send out the publication of just their paper or our paper?
This is our official meeting, not minutes.
It has to be a newspaper in Caddo Parish. So there's 4 newspapers in Caddo Parish at this time that meet the qualifications. That would be the Caddo Citizen, Shreveport Sun, Shreveport Times, and actually now the Inquisitor meets that qualification. It's so many length of years of service continuously and things like that.
Do they have to legally send out a physical media, or can it be done over the internet?
They have to have the capability for both, is my recollection of the statute, sir.
If we're trying to be cost effective by cutting down the physical media, and we started getting electronic copies like the world is going to, I think it's gonna save the parish some money. Can we put that inquiry in?
Per the state law, they have to publish physically. You have to have that physically published. You can't have just an electronic publication.
So then we need to send that to our state senator that you're forcing us to spend more money.
Legislature to change that.
Okay.
But we can't, we gotta comply until they change it.
Well, we know a resolution is sent up now, but, all right, guys, that's it. Thank you, President.
All right, Commissioner Lyndon Johnson.
I was just gonna say that,
We voted.
Shreveport Times is the 33 cent that you was talking about, John, and then the other one is 24 cents. That's it. Yeah, for the acre line.
Okay.
The line, each line is.
You're talking, one's linear, one's aggregate. That's the difference. Are there apples to apples?
Is that it, Commissioner Lyndon?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It was voted on.
I'm gonna come back to you. I guess this may be a question for administration and legal real quick. If you could, I'll get with y'all blind. Right here, right now, we're just moving to advance our proposals. We'll choose between the two.
That's right.
on
Yes.
Thursday,
That's correct.
right? Okay. I'll get with y'all offline. about
Just let me point out that we're also, we need to make a decision because it has to go to the Secretary of State because it starts July the 1st. And so we have certain things we have to meet to meet that deadline, which was actually this week.
We're not choosing between the two today.
We're not choosing between the two today, that's correct.
So we're not choosing between the two today, all right? Commissioner Atkins, second time.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is a follow-up to your point. We're not choosing today. We'll be asked to choose on Thursday, but the way this entry is made, it says review proposals.
Today is review.
All right, so on Thursday
it'll say confirmation or selection of.
Okay, and we'll do some sort of vote.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
If you, gentlemen, if you would like, and ladies, if you would like me to call each one of the papers and have them here Thursday,
They normally are.
I will be happy to do that.
They normally show up.
5 minutes each.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so we want somebody else different. That's what it's about. Well, why y'all just say so?
All right. Commissioner Bowe.
Well, I see now. I was like, why y'all just didn't say y'all was somebody different instead of ring around the roses, the bull crapping. All right. Well, that's why I was going to ask. Mr. Todd, isn't this something that we do annually, though?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that. So it's nothing new. It's the same what we've been doing annually.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We did last.
That's what I thought. And the year before, I just want to make sure. Thank you.
All right. Is that it?
Y'all so funny. I love y'all.
Advance. All right. That passes 12-0. We are on 11.
Authorize appointment of Bishop Andrew Randall for the Citizen Advisory Monument Committee.
I'd like to pull this from the agenda.
Well, hold on.
Second.
Hold on. We got
Oh, they said they second. Remember what y'all did earlier.
Hold on. We got a motion. It was moved by Commissioner Johnson, second by Commissioner Gabe Watts. Do you want to speak on your motion, Commissioner Johnson?
Thank you.
You want to speak on your motion, Commissioner Gabe Watts? Okay. Commissioner Chavez.
I'd like to make a substitute motion.
Make it.
Yeah, we're gonna pull this. If I can get a second.
Second.
All right, and I'll explain why I want to pull it. I forwarded you guys some emails from the other committee members on this committee. They weren't notified of an opening, and then they didn't know that we had to have the 10 people. So in all fairness, having to add another person that hasn't been to the town hall meetings and the committee meetings that they've been working on for the last 11 months doesn't seem fair to bring in somebody new. So what we've talked about doing is changing the original charge on the 10-member group back down to a 9-member group, just to have the 9 people that have been able to witness all the town hall meetings and go to all the committee meetings individually. And I think that would be more fair, and that's what the committee would like as well, rather than add somebody new and have to bring them up to speed. We can't change the 10-man to a 9-man with this agenda item, so what we're going to do is just pull this one, and then on the next session, we'll change the other charge to fix that, to give the committee what we feel would be more fair to the citizens of Caddo Parish. So if you guys would go ahead and support me on voting to remove this, then we can fix the charge in the next session.
I'm on the board.
I got you. That it?
That's it. Thank you, President.
Commissioner Dominic.
Yeah, I would.
Second.
Commissioner Chavez, I got a question. Are your committee going to meet on this, or
as far as
to see? I mean, well, just bear with me. I agree with Commissioner Chavez. I don't know how we can, when we had 10, and then all of a sudden we're going to add in another member. How can we add another member there who may or may not have, I don't know, been going to the different meetings, going to the open forums and the committee meetings. So, I mean, it seemed to me it would just be better to reduce it to 9 and hopefully see how they come back with a recommendation. Of course, that's a non-binding recommendation, whatever this committee comes up with. So, it'll be ultimately up to us. That's it.
Commissioner, okay,
Commissioner,
I lost
we-
mine. So Johnson, and then I believe it's okay.
Okay,
Something going on with our queue here.
Right. I would ask that the commission, move this to Thursday. You have committee members who didn't make it to any of the, committee members' meetings that they had with the public. So, of the 9, you're gonna have some that didn't make it to none of them. You got some commissioners that didn't make it to any of them. So, and we're gonna have to make a vote on whatever recommendation that comes out. So, I think being present isn't really the issue. I think, Andrew Randall can be brought up to speed. He already knows a lot of the issues anyway in the community. He has, been in tune with the community because not too long ago, he ran for a position, public office, so he heard a lot of the information, that's out there already. So I don't think there's someone that just was up in the stands. There was somebody that was on the sidelines ready to get onto the field. And so by appointing them to this position, that would give you the 10 that would make the charge that we did for this advisory committee valid instead of having the 9. And there again, like I said, just because he didn't make all the meetings, you got some that's on the board, on that committee that didn't make all the meetings.
They didn't make any
That
of
didn't
them.
make any of the public hearings, so I think that's a new point. And like I said, we got a vote, and we didn't make all of the meetings, so.
That's supposed to be.
That's another point.
That's supposed to be.
But we still got to make the final vote.
That's
so.
true.
All right. Commissioner Gay Walker.
Thank you. Yes, I agree with those same sentiments that Commissioner Johnson just spoke on. It has always been customary that when someone resigns from a board, that we have appointed that person to, when that position is open, then we replace that person. So it's up to us and not actually up to the board to what we do on this appointment. And I think when you start changing things, it's gonna change the way the whole system is being operated, because you're gonna have to go in and change everything, because you're gonna have 9 instead of 10. So I think that we should look at this in a holistic perspective of saying how we're gonna go forward with this. We've been putting it off, it's been going on for about a year now. And if you have to come back with your long-range committee and have another meeting to establish this, then that's gonna push it off even more. We're looking at another 6 months, another year about decision-making. So we're at the point, and I believe that, as I kind of spoke with you earlier about the fact that everyone was aware the last time we met on this appointment, you know, so I think that we need to move forward and go ahead and handle the business. That's it.
All right. Commissioner Lewis Johnson.
Is that official that there are members on that board that have not attended any of the meetings? Is that what I understood Commissioner Johnson to say? Is that accurate to say that?
I'm on this board. It's not this board.
No, not
On
this board.
On this board?
No, not this board. I mean, the committee.
subcommittee. Yeah, they didn't make all the public hearings.
No, I mean, but have they not made any of them?
Some of
Which is
them-
what you said.
Some of them did, yeah.
Really? Okay.
That's
I
incorrect.
think that because of how,
Well, guys, we conversate. I think you're going.
okay, I'm simply saying that just for confirmation, to say that people on the committee who has not made any of the meetings at all, that would be a concern to me. But because of as late as it is in the process, and because of the ones that have been there, I do not see how it would be a disservice if you were to allow those people who have been there in order to be the ones to vote, as opposed to bringing someone else in. So with that, from that perspective, does not make it the right one. But if you have people who have, and if there are controversy or concerns about an appointment at this stage, and it's relatively late, as I understand it, with maybe one other meeting remaining, I would support Commissioner Chavez for that reason. That would be my position. But I'd be very concerned, because it would affect my opinion if there are people who are on the committee who are not attending any meetings, have not made any of them at all, then that would be a concern, and thereby change my opinion based on that. So I'd like some confirmation on that. Unless you are certain of that, and I'll go with you at this point.
Okay. I need to go
That
there.
it.
Yes,
Roll with me, you'll be all right.
Commissioner Chop. Wait. Commissioner Middleton first.
Call for the vote on the substitution.
Second.
Did we already have a motion on the floor? I'm sorry.
You said substitution.
My West phone is not working, and I wanted to ask a question, and the thing is not working. I know, but I was still in the queue, and I hadn't gone.
I'm not questioning, sir. It's-
Yeah, so I still had a question.
What?
You
You call the question.
No,
You
call for the question.
call for the question, it stops.
But not if I
Debate stops at call the question.
No.
The
Not
question-
if I'm in the queue on my
But you
first
called him.
time.
But you called him. You called him and gave him the floor. When you called and gave him the floor, he called for the question.
Wouldn't amendment.
But I don't think you can do it on your first time around. Not if I'm in the queue. No, that's not how I interpret it. No, we've never done it that way. If I'm in the queue and it's your first time around, if everybody has not had, it's only if everybody has had one time to call, and then you can call for a question, but I have not had a chance to be heard.
Please call for a question.
I have a question. Mr. Clerk, don't you have a copy or the records of the minutes of who all may have attended or not attended each meeting?
I believe I do.
Okay. Would you be able to get us those records or documents as to who has attended or whatnot?
For Thursday?
I don't know how soon you can get it to us, or if you could just get us a log of those minutes of who may have or who may have not attended those meetings. All right. Please vote.
All right, so we're voting for.
We're voting on the
Call for the question.
Now we're voting
On all
the
issues.
question.
On all issues.
Well, on the substitute, yeah, it's called question for the substitute.
Call for the
motion.
question first, right?
Yes, this is
That's
the
correct.
question.
Can't call them for the question. Both of us.
We're calling for the question on the substitute motion.
That's correct.
Please vote.
Hey, the secretary's right there. She said no, he's not missed all of it. She said if there's been people at all, but you can't discuss.
All right. Question has been called. That passes 10 to 2. Question has been called. All right. On the substitute, so we're going
Please
to vote
repeat
on
the
the
substitute.
substitute,
Substitute
which is to,
To pull from the agenda.
okay, so that is the question, to pull it from the agenda. Please vote on the question to pull it from the agenda.
Mr. Bowman?
I like Randall. I like Randall.
That
It passes.
passes 7 to 5.
Okay.
So that's
Pull from the agenda.
from the agenda.
All right, next we authorize special resolution recognition and welcome to Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated and the Let the Good Times Roll
That's part of the
weekend.
logo. Don't we need to do the addition?
No, we pulled it from the
That's
agenda.
it.
No, I'm talking about the agenda addition.
No, we did that earlier. That was in your,
But we still need to advance it.
They
right?
added it, but you
We
moved it
added
to
it.
Thursday.
We need to advance it to Thursday. The cost of grandparents.
oh, we didn't do the resolution, I mean.
We didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's do what I just called first and then we'll go back to
That
that.
was under
What are we
the
doing?
logo.
I know we're not gonna read that resolution.
That was under the logo, included in the logo in advance.
Yeah. That was in the global.
What
Correct.
was?
The Let the Good Time Roll.
Yeah.
Good times rolling, Omega Psi Phi fraternity.
I missed that one totally.
Yeah.
I did not hear that.
So do we
Okay,
need to go back
good
and do
enough.
it? Do we need to redo it?
No, that's fine. If we got it on the minutes.
Yes.
Okay, so now we need to authorize resolution 57 to add to the agenda for Thursday. Is that correct?
Yes.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Middleton, second by Commissioner Lynn. Do y'all have a question, Commissioner Middleton? Do you want to speak? Do you want to speak, Commissioner Lynn?
No, but it's my understanding the resolution will be written and sent to all of us by Parish Legal, and we'll have it before Thursday.
All right, Commissioner Donovan.
I'm on another issue.
Okay, all right, we'll hold on. Commissioner Lynn.
What's the subject?
For foster grandparent, we're gonna be their sponsor. It's like pass-through, just like we do for Caddo Council on Aging.
No cost us anything.
Yeah, that costs a minute. All right. Please vote on advance to Thursday. Please vote on advance. That passes unanimously. please, Commissioner Dodd.
Yeah, I wanted to request a motion to reconsider introduction of ordinance
Second.
5701 of 2017, which is the
Already.
adopting volume 2 regarding the UDC.
And it's still second.
All right, that's moved by Commissioner Dominic, second by Commissioner Joe Bowman. I see Commissioner, did you want to speak on your motion?
Yeah, I wanted
Okay,
to.
I'm sorry, there's a point of order. Go ahead.
Point of order. Can we reconsider something that we didn't even vote on?
Yes.
Yeah, because we did vote, we just didn't vote for it.
Okay. Go ahead.
I just wanted to, spoke to Mr. Bernstein. Where's Henry at? Commissioner Johnson and I have met. Can you explain to us where I know you told me, but can you explain to the body that, there was about 4 additional amendments that we're going to request to be made. You'll have those drawn up, but in order of efficiency, we needed to go ahead and get this introduced is the way I was understanding it. You could,
That's correct, because the last time the UDC was before you all, it failed. So there's nothing to amend at this point, so that's why we put it on the agenda for introduction, so that then at the next meeting, y'all would be in a position to adopt or to consider the amendments that you and Commissioner Johnson are proposing, and then if the commission's will is to do so, then to adopt the UDC.
my main thing was, Lyndon, my main thing was try to get this thing to move on. You and I didn't get to talk before the meeting because I know you came in late, so I just wanted to make sure you were all right.
Okay. No, I'm not though.
All right, is that it? Commissioner Dodd?
That's it.
Who made the second for your motion?
Commissioner Bowman.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, my comment is the same as Commissioner Dominic's, and also I just know he had the opportunity to, and he was robbed of that. So I believe in support and in reconsideration and following within Robert's Rules of Orders because it is applicable. I'm going to support it. Thank you.
I have Commissioner Lyndon Johnson. He's down. I'll come back to him. I have Commissioner Chavez in the queue, and then Atkins after Chavez.
I'll go after Atkins because I actually wanted to address a question at LBJ.
Okay, Commissioner Atkins, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. The reason I was trying to ask for some clarity on this issue is because it makes reference to maps, which I did not see, and I wanted us to all understand what we're dealing with here. And I guess to your point, Commissioner Dominic, that'll be clarified on Thursday or before?
Commissioner Bernstein,
It will be the Unified Development Code, which will be addressing zoning and subdivision law, and then also the zoning map. Not all, it's now been delivered to the clerk, so. But the map will be the same one that's been considered before. The version of the ordinance, the version of the Unified Development Code that's going to be attached to this ordinance for introduction on Thursday, if y'all do reconsider and vote to do so, will actually mirror the changes that were made by the city. Just as a point of clarity, one of the amendments that Commissioner Dominic and Commissioner Lyndon Johnson had requested was to basically decouple from the city, so that there would not be a need to resolve any differences between the parish and the city. The city has already done that. So there would be no reason to even have that language in there. So what's actually the form of the UDC, the version of the UDC that's been filed with the clerk and that would be introduced if you all move this item forward, has that already in there. There is already a decoupling between the city and the parish. So we will go our own way.
We've already been through divorce, in other words.
Yeah.
Exactly. But basically, the city has divorced you.
The
And
3 or
you're
4
gonna
things that
divorce
we're
the
looking
city.
at is making sure all appeals come here. Number 2, if we ever want to change something, that we have a right to change it. This body has a right to change it. There may have been some issues with grandfathering and some. There was one other issue that Commissioner Johnson had requested that the businesses, yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
he's still over there studying
All
about
right.
whether the commission's legal or not.
Is that it, Commissioner Atkins?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Bernstein.
All right. Commissioner Lewis Johnson, you had a question. You're on the board.
I wanted to get clarity initially, so this helps me, I think. I guess my only question would be that when we pass this, is it still in spirit still unified in that?
The way it was, you know, the way the stuff that came together with the rural commissioners, of course, he's gonna have these amendments, I guess, so we can attach it, but the spirit was to have this thing, I always said 99%, 99.5, 99.9%, just like the city, to where our zoning director could be able to tell somebody, hey, look, this is what the city has, and this is what the MPC has. There's 4 differences in there, A, B, C, D, and E. So, yes, to answer your question.
Yay.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner Matthew Lynn.
In sifting through this over the years, and it has been years, just recently I found something, and I would like to have the opportunity, as Commissioner Johnson and as Commissioner Dominic had, to visit with Mr. Bernstein to look at this. And I think that all of the commissioners, that if there's information, if there's maps, as Commissioner Atkins mentioned, that we haven't received, I think that we need to go ahead and get all that information, and then whether you meet with us 3 at a time or however, go over where we are, so that at introduction we know where we are as a commission going in at introduction. And so I will be voting no on bringing this back up to vote. That's it. I didn't ask you a question.
I know.
Thank you.
Matthew, get the diss.
I just wanted to confirm with LBJ and Commissioner Dominic about you guys getting with the rural committee and making sure that this is copacetic, because it's in your guys' districts predominantly, if you're fine with this.
I am. I don't know if Commissioner Johnson is. I was hoping we'd be all on board, but.
Well, I'm still at this point of order that we can't do this because we did not have a vote. And so you can't reconsider something if you didn't vote on that. You had a motion, it failed for lack of a second, but there was no vote. So how can you have a prevailing side bring back a reconsider?
Can we get an interpretation from our attorney?
Already had.
Well,
on a point of order, I think the chairman can rule on that point of order. We have rules.
Presidente.
I'm sorry, sir.
I just, if you're gonna follow Robert Rules of Order, I just wanna make sure we follow it. If not, we don't need to follow it. I was hoping that,
Hold on.
he had a
What you
question.
say?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, I was hoping that this would be a new ordinance with the amendments that we had talked about previously in our meeting to be added to this ordinance, so that we won't have to go in and then do amendment, and then y'all get confused again. And so if we go ahead and just put the ordinance together like it should be, then there's no amendments. This is what it is, and this is what we vote on.
Can you do that?
I can do that. The reason I did that was that there had not been a vote on the language that you all had suggested. So that was why we went the course we did, was that we've got the body of UDC on introduction, then your all's amendments would be available to be considered when it comes up to final passage.
Well, I'd rather have it as one document instead of having these amendments, because what'll happen is people gonna get messed up, and we're gonna end up like we did last time. So if we can go ahead and write it in, and if somebody wanna make a motion to take something out, let them do it that way, but we'll have one document that way.
It's fine, man.
Okay.
Just kind of bold it and let us know, show us what those additions are.
You'll just attach that to this.
No, actually, the UDC will then come to you will be page 1 to page 321, and the changes will be in there. That's going to be the problem, is that the changes are going to be in the text.
It's going to be hard for us to tell what it is.
Exactly.
Right.
All right,
I mean, basically what we're going to have to do is have to give you a key that says on page 16-2, line 12 got changed.
So what's so hard about that?
Well, it's doable. It's just.
I mean, but it's the same way. I mean, even if we put them as amendments, you still gonna have to have that verbiage to the side. So why we can't just have it, that verbiage, that paragraph or that section highlighted and saying this is
the way I do those, though, it'll actually say this is the language that you're looking to put in.
Right.
So you wouldn't have to go find it.
Okay.
But I can do that. That's-
All right, I'm gonna wrap mine up really quick. I know, next after me to speak is LBJ, so, if he puts that in a motion, I'd gladly second it. I'm done, President.
Commissioner Lyndon Johnson.
I'd like to make a motion to have this ordinance reworded so that the amendments that we've come up with from the rural committee meeting be added to the ordinance, and that is one document.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Lyndon Johnson, second by Commissioner Mario Chavez to add the language into the ordinance.
Okay.
That
That
will
won't
be
be
a
the
thing.
guesswork.
Now I have a clarification, but if y'all want to speak, I've heard you, I just had a quick question. I mean, I'm not opposed to it, I just have a question. Will that, and this is, I guess, procedural, will that delay us moving this forward, or can we move this forward with that change going in, or does this delay us?
I can have that changed for Thursday.
You're off.
You see what I'm saying? So this will go forward, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
If y'all reconsider the vote.
Yes.
And then
If we
vote-
choose to
vote move
reconsider.
it to Thursday.
Yeah.
Subject to those changes being made in the text.
Yes.
that Commissioner Johnson and Commissioner Dominic have asked for.
Well, hold on, you just brought up a good point.
Are we reconsidering, or are we in a new
You
vote?
haven't voted on the reconsider.
Well, I'm sorry, we actually need to stop all of this and vote to reconsider first. So let's vote to reconsider.
We got substitute motion first, so we'll see the vote on that, then vote on the reconsider.
Okay.
Well, wait a minute, wait.
You gotta reconsider first.
You have to reconsider
You
first,
have to
then.
reconsider first.
So.
Because it's a
I'm
reconsideration.
sorry, I'll take that, I'll take the blame now. We shouldn't have voted no. So let's go on the reconsideration first, because we shouldn't have even had this discussion. I apologize. So this is the vote to reconsider. And then I'll pick up y'all's substitute motion right after. I do apologize, that's my fault. But this is on reconsideration. That passes unanimously, that passes, I'm sorry, 11-1 for reconsideration. All right, so it has been reconsidered, and there's a substitute motion to add the amended language into the body of this ordinance here. Moved by Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
second by Commissioner Chavez. Now, I do see people on the board. Commissioner Lynn, that you want to speak?
I do want to speak. Will this be done, and if not, I'd like to add this as a friendly amendment as a cross-out underline.
Yeah, I can.
Yes.
I can do it in such a way, yes.
Red lines crossed out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make, and you'll footnote the pages that we need to go to look.
I'll give you a cheat sheet.
Thank you.
A
And
key, sorry.
A key.
Tells you
Thank
where
you.
to go.
We
like
and I'll
cheat sheets.
clarify.
We gotta get us on out of here. What you got?
This will be electronically and not 300 pages of paper?
It'll be 300 pages of paper.
God bless you.
I was gonna do it. Gotta give you something.
Be 150, front and back.
I can give you an electronic as well, but you still gotta have hard copy.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Well, can y'all two, I think y'all hash that out. Commissioner Lewis Johnson.
I'm not gonna go for anything.
I know, he's like, what?
You good? All right, so we're voting on that amendment.
That's right.
We're voting on that amendment. Please vote on the amendment.
Yes, for Chavez.
All right, that passes
Move to
12-0.
Chavez.
Moved by Commissioner Johnson, second by
It's
Commissioner
already
Lewis.
in
Meeting adjourned.
He said the 23rd.
See y'all on Thursday.
All right.